Look at Alice Bailey. Not Annie Besant, Alice Bailey. Annie Besant is okay, but she was with the people that destroyed Theosophy forever. There'll never be another Theosophy. There'll never be a H.P. Blavatsky Theosophy ever again. It's an individual path now. It's become more underground and more true, and you can be involved, but don't expect me to tell you what to believe, because if you find me doing that, I want you to carefully consider what I say. And if you start to believe what I believe in just because I said it, I'm going to find you out, because you're going to look like me, a phony. So we're not going to stand. You get what I'm saying? And this is for everybody, women and men alike, because there is no real sex difference in the universe. That happened at some point in the evolution. You think I'm full of shit, but it's true. There's no real difference. Once they get over that, they won't be confused about the universe. Anyways, if I back up a little bit, what I was talking about, yeah, it's a beautiful day, but I don't have too much time to look at the clouds all day, unless it's time for a small ritual to get some energy at a certain time of day. But the Egyptians knew so much, but you can tell the obvious things that are fake. Oh, well, we know all our past lives. People say this, and it's so phony. Obviously, Edgar Cayce's was phony. Oh, I was a king in this century. I was this prophet in the other century. I mean, that's just like being like a dumbass, you know? We don't want any dumbasses to present religious truths, spiritual truths, theological truths. You have to be very smart to be accepted into the Hall of Abydos, which is the Hall of the Kings, the priests of Egypt. If you even went and stepped on their ground, they're going to take their military men and kick your little ass away, because they don't want any neophytes thinking they're the shit around their secrets of nature, the chemical secrets of the mysteries. Nobody really knows what was told in the mysteries. We're talking about over 10,000 years, 20,000 years. And I don't know for sure the numbers, but that's an underestimate for sure. People have existed on this planet easily for probably 5 million years. It's not traceable by the standards of what these mental thoughts are from all the scientist people. Okay, oh, well, we can't see it with our physical brain, so there's no spirit. Well, how did things become real? You never thought about, is everything dark before it was light? What's the stars? Are we really looking at galaxies in the Hubble? Or is that just a reflection of something that we don't understand? How can we be visited by people from other stars? They have to be advanced, okay? They have to be very advanced, to the point where we'll never understand it. We will never understand it. We will never live on Mars. The fact is, people will never live on Mars because you're karmically tied to this sphere. They don't know that. They think they're going to take people to Mars. You can't. The karma's not there. You're going to evolve on that planet by your own will. You have to be born there. You have to be born there through karma. We live innumerable lives through eternity. It's not your personality life. It's the higher soul that never goes anywhere unless you fight it, and then you eventually destroy it. And it will just go into another force of energy. But the ancient ones with knowledge, and we're going to mystify it because they're trying to sell you a book. What I'm saying is, in the past millennium, I'm going to really capitalize on this millennium thing because it hasn't even started, folks. The changes, I got my jade necklace, the changes are going to be there, and if you don't like change, jump off the ship, you know? Just go hide in a puddle, you know? Because I can do whatever I want as far as thought, as far as ethics and morality is concerned. If you know ethics, you can do no harm. so? They're going to tell you a lot of lies. That was past millennium. Like, for instance, the ancient ones are so deep and dark, and we have the secret grimoire to access their Kabbalah, and you will find it, and you can buy our book for $35, and it has gilded edges on the pages and special sigils you've never seen. Oh, well, can I take your book and put it under my feet and just rub it into the stupid dirt and get back to Blavatsky because no one's been able to tell me a freaking thing about Madame Blavatsky on a real level, except for William Quan Judge? And that's been so many years. They were practically in the time of a civil war. You know how long ago that seems? And Blavatsky's still modern and cool? And it's like freaking over 100 some years? I mean, it doesn't even add up. And Albert Einstein had to read her book for some reason. I wonder why. Because he just liked it? He wouldn't tell you. I'm not into Carl Sagan. He's not going to tell you what the truth is. They hide everything because they don't know it. They think Plato was a dumbass. If you think Plato's a dumbass, you're not spiritual enough to freaking know that those people were the mystics of the world. And that's what Blavatsky talks about. Blavatsky's going to last forever. Her soul was so strong that she came from a Brahmin in a past life. And she could do things like materialize vases. That's why her health went down, because she used the elementals in that way. But what else is there to talk about? You know, I'm on the world internet. I'm gonna bring you video after video, and I hope, I really do. I'm not always too intimidating, but because of the amount of ridicule in this Romanized empire, I think they want to be told something and they want to have that force, you know, this whole machoism thing. And, you know, this isn't a Greek society. You know, that's long gone. The freedom of the Greeks, you know, this is Romanization. You know, this is where they think they're in the future. But if you knew what I think about, and I didn't have to tell you it, because there may be some telepaths out there. There's about 350 on this planet. And I've checked these numbers. I'm not a New Age gimmick. I'm not a occult, Crowleyan kind of guy. I'm not trying to do black magic on you, because that's bullshit. There's no real thing except Socratic reasoning. And they're mystical. The Greeks were mystical. And Epicurus is very real, and he's very much a living being, because the great souls did not die. They contacted their highest being during their earthly lives, and they were able to sustain consciousness throughout the universe. So, what does this mean? What is this Romanization stuff? Well, everything reincarnates, and it makes perfect sense. What we're going through right now is a replay of what Rome was. Same people, different bodies, same agendas, pretty much the same story, with some advancements in technology. Cars are a big advancement, and it's fun to drive them, but I think they're overtly material, that they're just too bulky and too machine driven, and it deals with combustion and negative forces. It's not that great. It's basically a chariot from the old Ben-Hur stuff with a motor on it. If you see things like that, and you'll be a lot of people would take offense because they are wholeheartedly think that is, we are the ultimate thing going, but it's really not true. The universe is so vast and full of knowledge and infinite minds of great power that they don't need physical objects to transport their bodies. They don't need all these bulky things. They can just get everything in the air through technology. Everything's spirit to them. There's all different densities of life, even in our solar system. They're not going to visit the planet that much. They're not going to talk to people. It's like, do you talk to lizards You know, an alien sees people, they might see it as we see a lizard or a cockroach or something. It's just, they know it's a living being. What are they going to do? Try to communicate? People don't understand that much. It's up to people to get to their level, not for them to talk to us. The one way to do it is through vegetarian diet, because it raises your consciousness, your body, your bodily mind, even your spirit some. And it allows for more intuition. It allows for usually for more stamina and health, like in bed and in exercise. So I don't know what else to say, but I could go on and on. The thing is, I get ridiculed so much, and they think you're not really the real person. So how am I supposed to be if I'm not the real person? Am I supposed to pretend I'm a Native American with the limitations that has because they don't know the Egyptian doctrine, which is where they might have learned their shamanism. Shamanism might be Tibetan at its origin. They think all this stuff's phony, it's not in the history books, it's not Encyclopedia Britannica. Well, if you're tuning in, I hope that you'll tune into me a little bit more, because the fact is, I do enjoy when people listen with an open mind and consider some things for themselves, because I can't tell you everything about you. That everybody has something special that they can offer if they go to the honesty within themselves and be humble from reality to your mind, not to think that you're better than you are. But we all do that on some areas, I suppose. But overall, if you stick with the philosophy, I mean, you can't think about diseases, you can't think about death ever. There's nothing there. It's an illusion. I've looked at my past lives, like I told you, not through some channeling garbage, not through some Edgar Cayce method of retardation, but through an actual method that I may not be able to teach anyone. It may be solely my own, I don't know. But it involves tarot and the actual truth about tarot, that it's really not what the Golden Dawn really said about it. The truth about it is not that. If anything, it's closer to what Gurdjieff would talk about and what his soul is, and also what Eastern princes knew when they had hierophants in the East. So I love them, and I love the people that don't think I'm a liar. I was lucky enough to have enough strength, but you can't keep going and going. It'll eventually kill you. As far as magic, you have to fall back on something. So I pretty much fall back on Buddha, and I'm gonna let that go for now because that's very serious. He really existed though. Out of all the religions, he really did exist, and so did Confucius. And I really love Confucius. He was just awesome. Like, if there is somebody I'd want to be like, and I'm getting choked up, it would be Confucius. Confucius, people don't know much about him, I don't think, because they make silly jokes about him, but this isn't the China we have today. I mean, he was what Jesus was based on. Jesus never existed. I mean, truthfully. But Confucius did. He was a friend to everyone. He inspired everyone. He did things for people. He made people happy, and he made them dream. He was a star, a true star. So, I'll tell you more about the greats And it will cure your depression in this life. Because I can see it from outside. You're being bombarded with brainwashing. And it's not just secret government shit. It's just from the spirits, negative spirits that have been piled up on us from Roman karma and other stuff. So I might leave it at that. You get to choose 2 videos at the end of this video, or I'm gonna work that out. But so thanks for tuning in. I'd like to talk more, but for now I'm gonna leave it at that, because no one wants to sit there and watch a guy talk for an hour. I always watch 1-minute videos. So thanks again. You can subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll talk about a lot of topics. It's not going to be totally what I just talked about. I might even cover some music theory, cymatics. I like outer space concepts, stuff about afterlife, how to cure depression, etc. Magnetism, ancient powers and stuff, entities, ghosts, spirits, demons, angels, Christs, malevolent, benevolent, beauty, truth, darkness, wickedness if we have to. But there's no wickedness in reality, is there? All is one. And don't let them tell you otherwise. Try to connect today to yourself, the true God. For I'm representing no religion at all, except for science in its highest form. Bless you, and that's all. Just say thanks for tuning in. Bye.